Hey guys, it's Mark Spector Comics here, and I'm back with another Hot Book Alert. So this is Hot Book Alert number 8, and if you got a chance to watch my most recent CBCS unboxing, I kind of hinted onto one of the books that I said it was potentially going to be my next Hot Book Alert. So there's been some recent reports, and these are some pretty reliable reports, about a certain Phase 5 movie that's going to be potentially breaking news to come out. So, well, let me just go out and just go ahead and say it. So, this report has been quite reliable in the past. You know, he's talked about the new Fox and Marvel merger a few years before it happened. He talked about a few other things, and you know, basically it's come true. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is very likely to happen. But in Phase 5, so they're talking about maybe in 3 to 5 years, there's going to be Wolverine versus Immortal Hulk movie. So I got really excited because, you know, in the comics there's been several series where there's been some classic Wolverine Hulk battles, and you know, the first one that we mentioned, or the first one that we all know of, is to a lot of people some Grail books, and I'll put up the pictures, and you guys have already seen these books before. So it's Hulk 180 and Hulk 181. So you got your first appearance and your first full appearance of Wolverine. So yeah, these are some very, very pricey books already. I personally don't have any in my collection, but if you guys can still get them at some pretty, you know, affordable prices, I would definitely recommend it. Because once this news is official, when it's actually made official by Marvel, these books are just going to get way out of reach. And for many people, it's already out of reach, including myself. I could probably get a 180 for a decent price, but I'm definitely not going to be able to get a 181. So, back to the actual news. They couldn't, at least I don't think they're going to be able to call it Hulk versus Wolverine, because Hulk is, I believe, owned by Universal. So, and we've seen this in previous movies, like the Thor Ragnarok movie, where that basically was a Planet Hulk movie. From what we saw, you know, Hulk was basically the featured character in the movie. But as we saw, that was Thor Ragnarok. So this is why I think it's going to be called Wolverine versus Immortal Hulk. And why Immortal Hulk? And I think this is mainly because, you know, the historian that Kevin Feige is, you know, he's a comic book nerd at heart, and he's going to want to write this story the right way. And he knows from the fans that a lot of people weren't, you know, big fans of, you know, the way the Hulk was interpreted in the last 2 Avengers movies. And me personally, I wasn't a big fan of it myself. But so this is why I think they're going to go more on the horror side. And as we saw that, you know, in Phase 4, they're doing the Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse or Madness, whatever, movie. So we know that's going to be the first horror movie that the MCU introduces. So it makes perfect sense to do a Wolverine versus Immortal Hulk. And we saw that this current Immortal Hulk run is more on the horror side, which is my personal favorite genre. So going into Immortal Hulk, the 2 big books you're going to want to get now that are still quite affordable on the cheap is this first book here. This is Avengers No Surrender, number 684. Or number 10 in the series. This is the issue when we find out that the Hulk is immortal, and it always has been immortal. So that's what they're calling it from CGC, at least. I call it the first Immortal Hulk, either way. But this book is very affordable. You can get these raw, I don't know, around the $40 to $60 range in near mint. You can get them graded 9.8s around $100, which if you have the option to get the book raw or get it graded at 9.8, if it's around $100 or less, that's the safest way to go about it, and just buy it that way and not have to worry about sending it out and potentially not getting a 9.8. So if you get a 9.6 or less, it's going to significantly tank the price of the book. But I got this book for cover price, so I want to see if I can get it signed and then send it out for grading. But that's the first book you want to try to look out for. It's the cheapest of the books I'm going to be putting out. It's as I already told you, Hulk 180 and 181 are very, very expensive books. But as for this book, the Immortal Hulk, much cheaper. It's going to be in your price range, and it's a good investment. Next book, and this is the book that I actually showed in my CBCS unboxing. You guessed it, this is Immortal Hulk #1. So this came back at a 9.8. This was signature verified. I got it signed by Paul Mounts right there in bronze. Really cool guy. This was the only book I had on me, so I was gonna get number 2, 3, 4, whatever signed as well, but I only had that book on me that day to get it signed. So if I can meet him again, I'll get that. Or, you know, Al Ewing or Alex Ross. That'd be pretty cool to get them signed as well. But this book is a little bit more expensive than the previously mentioned Avengers No Surrender #10. 9.8s in this book will probably be around 150-ish, give or take, 120 to 170. But I've been seeing them average consistently around 150. And these were just, you know, 9.8s non-signed. So I didn't get a chance to look at the signed ones. But so that's going to be your this is your fourth book now. It had 180, 181, and then these two Avengers books. And then the last two books, so going about how they were saying the source was how Hulk and Wolverine were going to meet up. So after I guess the events of the Avengers, Professor Hulk goes out on his own, and I guess he goes towards Canada to help, I guess supposedly Alpha Flight. And Alpha Flight is there on a mission protecting somebody or something, and they end up finding or running into Wolverine. And then from there on, they get this big battle. So, however they do it, who knows? It's too far in the future to talk about. But either way, as you can imagine, there's going to be a big fight scene. And you know it. It'd be pretty cool to see Immortal Hulk versus Wolverine. So, the last two books you want to look for is X-Men 120 and X-Men 121, which are also more expensive books than these last two I just mentioned. 120 is the first appearance of Alpha Flight, or first cameo appearance, whatever you want to call it. And that book is actually, quite expensive. I know CGC 9.8s of that book are, if you can even find one, they're very expensive. They're over like the $2,200 range. Raws are a little bit more affordable. You can probably get them in a couple $100s. But so that's, like I said, the first cameo appearance of Alpha Flight, first cameo appearance of Sasquatch, Aurora, the Shaman, Snowbird, and North Star. And then Uncanny 121 is obviously going to be your first full appearance. So, and that one's a little bit cheaper, so it's like one of the few instances where you get the cameo appearance is more valuable than the first full appearance. So there's a few other examples out there where that is the case, but 120 is the more expensive of the 120 of the two. But either one of those books are also going to be great investments. You know, to what extent the involvement of the Alpha Flight is going to be in the movie, who knows? We obviously know if it's going to be called, you know, Wolverine versus Hulk, it's going to be those two characters are going to be the focus. But you never know. You know, it could be the start of something else, because as we know, it's going to be cosmic. So you're just going to go from there, you know. But yeah, so that's my hot book alert number 8. You know it, Immortal Hulk versus Wolverine. I'm excited. I know a lot of you guys are going to be excited because we're all big fans of Hulk and Wolverine. So yeah, until next time, this is Mark Spector Comics. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. All right, out.